by that point, I was working in a family practice, a family medicine office in Dallas. And so I was working with 2 internal medicine doctors, and I was kind of the soft tissue specialist for them. So they would refer all their family patients over.
Nice.
And, you know, in that job, I was only doing soft tissue, so no manipulation. And that's actually when I came, there were a few guys getting their medicals done there. So Johnny Hendricks, basically the whole team takedown guys. So the Rochelle brothers, Jared and Jake, Chaz, all those guys from Oklahoma State were all going to that clinic.
Damn, that's so crazy.
To get their medicals.
Yeah.
And so the doctor there.
Timing and everything.
Yeah, just weird. And so Dr. Prasad, who was one of the physicians there, brings, I think it was Jake, maybe it was the first one, or maybe it was Johnny, over, and they had a big contusion on their leg, and she's like, do you think you can fix this? And I'm like, I don't really know. Let's try.
Yeah.
And so I worked on him. You know, his knee got better in 2 sessions, and that was right before Johnny knocked out John Fitch.
Oh wow!
So he was really ascending at the time.
Yeah.
So at the time, I worked for a company. We couldn't sponsor anybody, so these guys are paying like $180 a session out of pocket, you know. And so I went to my management. I'm like, hey, can we work with these guys? I think this would be a good marketing opportunity. You know, they can put. This is back before Reebok, obviously, where you can put stuff on the shorts.
Old school, yeah.
And so at that point, I became the official guy for Team Takedown, the Body Worker. So that was my first foray into MMA. I mean, I grew up wrestling too. I wrestled for 6-7 years. I've been an MMA
so you know
fan
the sport,
forever.
and you've done jiu-jitsu too as well.
A little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I really started engulfing myself in their gym, watching practice. You know, really spending time, even in the books too.
Yeah.
The few that there are out there.
Yeah.
Just trying to learn about the type of injuries and
what books are those?
Oh boy, I'll have to get back to you. I've got them stacked up. There's a doctor that wrote an MMA sports injury book 10 years ago.
Wow.
12 years ago maybe.
Yeah, send it over.
It's almost like the Bible of MMA sports injuries. It talks about all the different types of knockouts.
Nice.
Sarah Beller.
How old is this book?
I think it's 10, 11 years old.
Okay, yeah.
Because there were some orthodox way back in before Bloody Elbow even, Sherdog days where they were writing articles, and I used to read all those in school and stuff like that too.
That's cool.
And so I started working with them, and then I'm from Albuquerque, right? So then I moved to Cincinnati. We worked a little bit with Rich Flinken's gym there. I was kind of running the region, training people.
Okay, how'd you get to Cincinnati?
So I got promoted. So I was, the top 2 or 3 producing providers in our company that had 150 people.
Dope, yeah.
And had a little run-in with the company up there and decided I maybe need to go out and not be with these guys anymore. So the non-competes, their lawyers, they had a law firm that worked for them, pretty strict, so Texas wasn't really an option for me anymore. Okay. So I was actually planning on going to Scottsdale. So I was already setting up some business relationships out there.
Yeah.
And I'm from Albuquerque, so I went back to Albuquerque for a few weeks, stayed with my parents. I'm like, all right, let me work on the business side of this.
Gotcha.
Ended up getting really sick. I got ulcerative colitis from antibiotic prescription that, they didn't talk me through, and I should have done this before, but probiotic and prebiotic with it.
Yeah.
So I got really sick, started running out of money, and so I wasn't able to pay my rent. I had burned through all my savings, and people had seen me on Facebook from way back in the day working on Hendricks and some of these guys. So people started messaging me on Facebook, hey, you're in Albuquerque, can I get some treatment? So I started driving around my beat up old car with a table in the back, just driving to people's houses for $45 just to make enough money to make rent. And
what year is this?
This is 2012.
Oh, I was going to say 2011, 2012.
Yeah, 11, 12, yeah, exactly.
Damn.
And so from there, I looking at some family friends, and I found this guy in the hood. Greg will tell you, we were in the hood, and he let me get this office about this size probably, and he let me have the first month free. Right? He's like, you can pay me on the back end.
That's cool.
So I'm in there painting the walls, and so I started working on people there. Trying to save costs, build an online scheduler before it was trendy. Not pay for a phone line and a fax line.
Yeah.
And so I started going to different places trying to recruit people to send me patients. So one of them would be this gym, Define Fitness, where Greg was actually a personal trainer at.
Yeah.
So he was one of my first patients there. And
where's Greg seat, man? Where is he? Come here.
So he started sending me all his patients.
Yeah.
Right? And then my boy Derek, so there's a barbershop in Albuquerque called 3D Cuts.
Yeah.
And all the it's like a museum. You go in there, every fighter that's been through Albuquerque is up on the wall there.
Yeah, we have similar barbershops. I think every
MMA area, right?
They do, yeah, that's cool though. But
so he started bringing people in. So he'd bring me Diego Sanchez come in, Overeem, Frank Mir, Clay Guida. you know, Arlovski, Tim Kennedy.
Everybody, man.
So like before I even had a full patient base yet, like I was treating all these fighters, all the Latin America tough guys. So Chito Vera, Yair Rodriguez, Julie Kedzie. I mean, Paulie before he even signed with the UFC.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
Cowboy.
Yeah, before they all got well, Cowboy was already big. But,
yeah.
But damn, that's crazy.
So like by practice, half my schedule daily was like MMA fighters. So I started working with them.